So this next one, okay, what we're going to do now is focus on the pheasant. So here's the pheasant, and here's the information for the pheasant, and I'm only going to focus right here. Okay, so again, notice you want to write the complex rate first, and then you find the unit rate. All right, so again, just a quick reminder, okay, that rate, whoops, need to undo that. Okay, rate is equal to distance over time. This is something you need to memorize. It's expected that you know this, okay? So just keep that in mind. Okay, so when we write our complex rate, again, write a division, okay? Notice my distance is 200 yards, and my time is 5-6 minutes. Okay, 5-6 minutes, okay? So what I need to do is set it up. Okay, so I have here 200 yards divided by 5 sixes, right? What does that mean? Well, this 200 came from here, right? This division came from this division bar, and then this fraction came from there. So just like we discussed in class today, every whole number you got to change it to a fraction. That way you could play with it. That way you're in fraction land. And then we're going to change this to a multiplication, and we're going to flip this, right? So here we go. So we have 200 over 1 multiplied by 6 over 5. Okay? Now we're going to have to divide here. I mean, not divide, but multiply. So those of you that have been doing iReady, remember in iReady they tell you to ignore these zeros right here and just focus on these two numbers. So 2 times 6, if you think about it, you get 12. And then in iReady it tells you to add in these zeros. So then you add in those zeros. And then 1 times 5 gives us 5. Right? Now again, you could use a calculator, but we're going to have a little fun here. What I could do is take this and actually do long division. That way we get it done faster. So what I'll do is I'll create another Jamboard here. So I'm going to copy the fraction. Whoops, got to put the thing here. 1200 divided by 5. I take this and I change it back to 1200 divided by 5. And then I take this, change it up to something that you did in 4th grade. We're going to put 5 and 1200 like this, right? So then we're going to do the dragon's tail, right? First we look at these numbers here. We're going to do long division. 5 can go into 1, right? So we put a 0, right? Because we follow the rules of divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. And then you repeat the process. So we divided, it can't go in evenly, so then we multiply 0 times 5 is 0. Then we go ahead and subtract. 1 minus 0 is 1. Then I'm going to bring down the 12. Okay, then I restart the steps again. Divide, 5 goes into 12 evenly, only twice with 2 left over. 2 times 5 gives us 10. Then I subtract, I get a 2, then I bring down the 0. Okay, then I start over. Divide, 5 goes into 20 4 times. 4 times 5 is 20. Then I subtract, I get a 0, then I bring down the other 0. 5 goes into 0 0 times. 0 times 5 is 0. And I have nothing to bring down, my remainder is 0. So my answer is 240. So this is equivalent to 240. So if I go back, okay, let me go here. So then this equals 240. Okay, so when I write my unit rate, which I'll write it here in gold, I have 240 yards per 1 minute. or you could say per minute. You could delete the 1 if you like. Okay, and that's how you would work this out. So notice again, we took something that looks kind of weird and made it something readable for normal people to read.